Let's start by reviewing how to safely get down onto our mat from standing. So I'm going to stand back up. Feel free to have a chair beside your mat or be close to a wall for support for getting up and down from the mat. And with one hand on a support, you can step your foot back and then lower that back knee, lower the other knee, and then bring your hands down. From here, come onto one hip, slide your lower arm out, lower your head, and then roll onto your back. So as you're getting yourself organized onto your mat, onto your back, just a reminder to take care of your own body, follow your own body's needs before you listen to my instructions. So for example, if you have a sore shoulder and I'm suggesting arm overhead, you could just skip the arm overhead and you could do the leg only. So never work through any pain or discomfort. So starting here on our back, we're going to have knees bent, feet on the mat. You could bring your hands onto your belly. We're going to just tune into our breath. One of the principles of Pilates is breath, and we want to, throughout the workout, be taking nice full breaths. So just noticing that to start, that you're filling up to the bottom of your lungs, and exhaling all the air back out of the lungs. And as you do that, 2 or 3 more breaths, noticing the rib cage expanding out to the sides, out to the back. Nice. And then we're going to slide the right leg out on the mat. Just extend that leg out. And then same side arm, right arm is going to reach overhead. We're not side bending here, just stretching through the leg, through the arm. You could have your foot flex with toes pointing up and reaching through the heel as you reach in opposition with the fingertips sliding away from you. Your left hand can stay on your belly so you can tune into breath. Nice full breaths, really feeling that expansion along the right side of the body into the right rib cage. And then we're going to switch sides, so you can bring the right hand down, slide that right foot in, extend the left leg, left arm overhead. And again, coming back to your breath, just expanding all along the left side of the body. Maybe one more breath here. And then we'll slide the foot in and bring the hand down. Let's tune into the core engagement. So bringing your hands maybe a little bit lower onto that lower abdominal area, we're going to zip up the core. So you could visualize an actual zipper zipping up a pair of pants and think of that as you're zipping up, a little bit of a scoop of the lower abdominal, scooping in and up, belly button coming a little bit towards the spine. It's not excessive. It's a engagement that we can maintain while we have those nice big breaths. So core engaged. And then slide your fingertips just out a little bit onto your hips, and we'll do a anterior posterior tilt of the pelvis, just feeling how it feels today to move into the pelvis. So start to lift your tailbone slightly away from the mat as you just slightly feel your lower back flatten towards the mat. We're not really pushing our lower back down. It's just a subtle move here. And then lowering the tailbone and allowing that natural curve in the lower back and going back and forth with this small move a few times. And from tilting back and forth, anterior, posterior tilt, we can then go part way or halfway between those two tilts to find our neutral pelvis. So keeping that, we'll come back to core is engaged, big breaths. We're going to do hundreds today. And as I said, we're not going to do anything in upper body curl. So we're going to keep the head down. We're going to lift one foot and then lift the other foot. Knees are bent about 90 degrees. Arms alongside the body, palms are down, then just lift your arms slightly. We're going to be pumping our arms, and as we pump our arms, we'll breathe in for 5 pumps, out for 5 pumps. We'll repeat that 10 times. So start pumping your arms, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. In, out, in, out. Strong arms. In, out, in, out, in, out. We'll do one more round. Breathing in and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice work. And feet can come down and arms down. Have a breath. Zip up the core. And then we're going to lift the feet. Flex your feet so toes are pointing up to the ceiling, and you can feel that activation in your feet and in your lower legs. Keeping the feet flexed, we're going to lower one leg, the knee stays bent. We're just going to tap the heel down and then lift back up, and then other side. So we're doing heel taps here, just alternating sides, tapping one heel, tapping the other heel. And once you get comfortable with the movement, checking back in with your core. We want to be using abdominals in this exercise. And then also checking in with your lower back. So you want to feel like you just have that natural curve in your lower back, but that there's not a lot of movement there. So with the core engaged, we're stabilizing, we're working abdominals as we do these heel taps, and we're breathing. And let's go 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you can lower one foot and lower the other foot. Nice work. Come back to your breath. With your arms alongside your body, let's just turn the palms to face up. And as we turn the palms to face up, maybe tuck the shoulder blades a little more underneath you, and think about being wide across your collarbones and plugging the shoulders down toward the mat. From here, we're going to just push the shoulders a little bit more into the mat. So you're just pushing shoulders towards the mat. As you do that, you'll feel the upper back activate, and then just relax. We'll do that 2 more times. Push the shoulders into the mat. Push, push, push. Keep breathing. And relax. And one more time, activating that upper back area, wide across collarbones. And relax. Nice work. Core engaged. We're going to lift the feet again. And we're going to place our hands on our thighs. We're going to use our own body for resistance here. So our hands are going to gently push into our thighs as our thighs push into our hands. So feel that resistance and notice that your abdominal muscles will fire up here as we just push hands into thighs, thighs into hands. Keep breathing while you do this. And then keep your position here, but just relax. So stop the resistance. And then again, pushing hands into thighs, thighs into hands. Push, push, push. Keep breathing. Relax. We'll do that one more time. Go ahead with your resistance. And release, and feet can come down. Hands can be on belly. Come back to your big breath. You could also bring your hands to the outside of your rib cage so you can tune into feeling that rib cage expand. Nice work. Once again, we're going to lift the feet with knees bent. This time we're going to bring both hands onto the right thigh. So you can just stack your hands, put them on your right thigh. And once again, we're going to push hands into thigh, thigh into hands. And then the opposite leg, the left leg, is going to extend away. And then we're going to switch legs. Switch, hands on left thigh, right leg extends away. And then that resistance of hand into thigh again. And we switch. And switch. And keep going. You're breathing, feeling the core muscles working. Every time you switch, there's a little pause while you push your thigh and your hands together. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. And feet come down. Nice work. We're going to roll over onto one side. So just go ahead, roll over. And then support your head with your lower arm. So we're going to have the head right down on the lower arm. You can either just have your elbow bent like this, or you could extend the arm overhead, whatever is comfortable for you. But we're keeping our head in line with our spine. And then we're going to extend both legs, top hand down on the mat. You could always put a little bit of a bend in your bottom knee if that makes you feel a little more stable in this position. Top leg is going to hover above the bottom leg, and we're going to flex the foot so toes are pointing forward. We're just going to do a lift and lower of this top leg, and we're not lifting it to our full height. We're lifting it maybe about halfway. So it's just a small move of lift and lower, and we're staying in control of this move. So just going at a pace that feels really in control, working these side of the hip muscles, the side glutes, really important muscles to strengthen. Keep our hip muscles strong, our hip joint, femur bones strong. Let's go 2 more here. Nice work. You can let your leg come down for a moment, have a breath. And then let's just hover that top leg again. Just lift it a little above the bottom leg. And if you haven't already, put a little bit of a bend in your bottom knee. Top arm is going to reach forward. And where palm is facing down, we're just reaching forward parallel to the floor. And then we're going to reach that top arm towards the ceiling. And lower. So we're just lifting and lowering the arm now. And you may feel that there's a bit of a balance challenge here, so we are working on balance. We're working on the shoulder work. We're keeping that top leg hovering. We're working on balance, so lots going on here. Keep this going, doing great. Let's do 2 more. Nice. And then you can bring that hand all the way back down onto the mat. And we're going to bend both knees. So bend your knees, top leg on top of the bottom leg. So knees are forward. Your feet are approximately in line with your body or with your hips. And from here, we're going to do clamshells. So just take a moment, tune in again to core engaged. And then keeping the feet touching, we'll lift and lower our top knee. So again, working the side glutes. These muscles do a lot, and they keep our knee in alignment, so they can, by keeping these muscles strong, can help with knee issues, with lower back issues. So this is a great exercise to incorporate. We'll do 2 more. And then let the knee come down. And then we're just going to bring the knees just a little further forward, up towards your body, as you bring the feet towards the front edge of the mat. So we're just coming to approximately 90 degrees angle at the hip, 90 degrees at the knees. And then top leg is going to stay in this position as we lift and lower the top leg. So go ahead, lift and lower. Nice. Keeping everything parallel. Good work. Nice work showing up today, doing the workout. I'm glad you're here with me. Let's do 2 more. Lower that leg. And then we're going to keep the bottom leg in this bent position. Extend your top leg. And then bring the top leg just slightly back. We're going to reach that top arm forward again. So we're just going to hold in this position now. We're stretching through that whole side of the body. And you can either keep your hand and foot lifted like this, or you can bring your fingertips down, toes down, and just rest in this position. Come back to your breath, big breaths here. Little stretch. Nice work. Release that. And then we're going to come on to our other side. So you could just roll over to your other side, or you can turn around like I will so that I'm facing forward. And you could take a moment here to grab a sip of water if you want while we're switching sides. And again, we're going to support our head onto the bottom arm. Top hand onto the mat. And you decide if you want a little bend right away into that bottom leg. Top leg is going to hover, foot is flexed, toes pointing forward, and then we're doing the lift and lower, not to full height, about halfway. So just lift and lower. In control of the move. Control is another principle of Pilates. So we're generally doing our movements a little slower so that we can really tune into the muscles that are working and the movements. Let's do 1 more here. Nice work. And then putting that little bit of a bend in the bottom knee, top leg is going to hover, and then top arm reaches forward. Palm is facing down. And we're lifting and lowering that arm. As you lift your arm, you could feel the back of the shoulder and a little bit into the upper back working here. Maybe feel a lot of little movements in the body as we are working on balance. Keep this going. And we'll do 2 more. Nice work. And you can bring the hand all the way down onto the mat. And then we're going to bend both knees, coming to that clamshell exercise. Knees are bent, feet are going to stay touching as we lift and lower the top knee. So as we're lifting the top knee, we're not trying to get as high as possible. We want to keep our hips stacked on top of each other. So you're not rolling back, you're staying, everything else is again stabilizing while we lift and lower that top knee. Nice work, keep it going. Let's do 2 more here. And then lower the knee. Bring your knees a little bit further forward as you slide your feet forward. So we've got the 90-degree angles. And then we're going to lift and lower the top leg. Top bent leg, lift and lower. Keep going, you got this. Feeling the muscles working, that is good. 2 more. This is our last one here. Nice work. And then we'll keep the bottom leg bent, extend the top leg. You could bring the top leg back a little bit, reach your top arm forward. We're just reaching in opposition here, just getting that nice gentle stretch, working out any little kinks as we do this. And then if you want, fingertips come down, toes come down. Come back to your breath. Nice work. From here, we're going to roll over onto our belly. A little bit of back strengthening. You can bring your forehead down, bring your hands on the outside of your shoulders. So on our belly, we're still thinking about core engaged, little scoop there. From here, lift both hands just to hover above the mat. Think of upper back working. And then lower the hands and just lift the head slightly, just lifting the forehead slightly off the mat, still looking down. And lower the forehead. This time we're going to lift the hands. We're going to keep the hands lifted and then just lift the forehead. Still looking down at the mat, just working that upper back. And then forehead down and hands down. And we'll do that one more time. Hands lift, forehead lift, pause, forehead down and hands down. And from here, we're going to push up to hands and knees. So push into your hands and lift yourself up, hands and knees. So we're in our tabletop position here. You've got fingers spread wide for a wide base of support. Your wrists are under your shoulders, knees are under hips. Our back is neutral. Our head is in line with our spine, so we're not letting our head fall forward or lifting up. Just think of the neck as an extension of the spine, which it is. And coming back to core engage. So as you're just kind of getting into position here, just another reminder that to never work through any pain or discomfort. But if you're just feeling like your muscles are just getting a little bit tired, that's good. That means that we're strengthening. All right, from here, you're going to lift your right leg out behind you at about hip height. And just notice when you do that if your hip wants to rotate up, and try to get your hips to be level with each other. Now, if you're newer to this exercise for today, you might just do legs and then another time add on arms. If you're feeling pretty balanced here, opposite arm, so left arm can reach forward. So we've got right leg, left arm, just pausing here, breathing. We're strengthening the back of the body. Breathe. And then hand down and leg down. And now we'll go to the other side. So left leg out behind us. Get yourself positioned with your leg. And then if you want, right arm, opposite arm and leg. Pause here, breathing. Hand down and knee down. And now we're going to continue with that opposite arm and leg lift, and we're going to follow our breath. So as we inhale, we'll lift the arm and leg, exhale to lower, and then go to the other side. And if you would rather just hold for a few breaths, you could do that too. All right, so opposite arm and leg, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Other side, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. And just continue like this. Follow your own breath, going at your own pace. Just remember that it's slow, controlled moves. You got it. You're doing great. And let's go one more to each side. Nice work. Coming back to this tabletop position here. And we're just going to do a small move, moving our hips back slightly and then forward back to this position. So let the hips move slightly back towards your heels and then come forward to your hands and knees position that we started with, and then hips back and forward. It's a little rocking move here. Let's do two more. Beautiful. From here, we're going to come to a seated position. So feel free, if you have a cushion nearby, I'm going to grab a cushion to sit on. We're going to do a few stretches here at the end of our routine to cool down. You can also do these stretches in kneeling or standing. So feel free to get into a position that works for you. So whether you're seated, kneeling, or standing, just tuning back into core engaged, big breaths, chest lifted, crown of the head to the ceiling, so we have that tall spine. And then bring your arms out to a T, palms are facing forward, relax your shoulders away from your ears, and then cross your arms in front of your body, touch your opposite shoulders, and just pause here. A little stretch for that upper back area. Big breaths, expanding the upper back. Notice which arm you have on top. We're going to switch the cross of our arms. So open your arms, cross with the other arm on top. Pause here, big breaths. And then you can release that. Bring your palms onto your lower back. We're still sitting nice and tall, tall posture, lifting the chest, and think about bringing the shoulders back. And you can release that position. We'll roll the shoulders back 3 times, bringing the shoulders up, back, and down. 2 more like that. Finishing with shoulders back and down, fingertips on the mat. Let's do 3 big breaths together. Inhale, arms to the ceiling, and exhale, arms down. And again, big breaths right to the bottom of the lungs as we inhale and exhale all the air out. Last one here. Beautiful work, you guys. In a moment, we'll all get up to standing together. I just want to thank you for joining me here for the workout today, for this Pilates for osteoporosis routine. Please comment below. Let me know if you gave this workout a try, how it was for you. Any questions at all, I'm happy to answer. So to get back up, we're going to reverse what we did before. We're going to come back to hands and knees. If you have a chair handy, you could have a hand on a chair or hand on a wall as we bring a foot forward. Use your hands to bring the other foot forward and then stand up tall. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.